here to discuss what's going on with just USAID, right? So I'm gonna wait a little bit, let the chats come in. I'll see if anybody's gonna join, and then we're gonna hop straight into it because I want to really share this information, not not to just have a discussion on it, but I want people to know about it. I want everybody to be well involved and understand like where our taxpayers' money are going. I thought the government used to have to work for us. Hey Miracle. So today it's just me right now and I'm just talking politics because of some information that I found out which is just not sitting right on my chest. So it is about how the US, well, about how Trump administration is gutting the USA ID, and that is basically the United States Agency for International Development. So I'm going to talk about it, and I'm probably going to post this video as well because I want people to be well aware of what's going on, just politic wise, on some of the stuff. And as I hear it, I'll share. I just haven't been sharing everything like this. I'm really into it, so I'm just going to start with it. So for those of you guys who don't know, the Trump administration is actually gutting the USAID agency. And what does the USAID stand for? United States Administration International, well, Agency International Development, right? And what do they do? So they work to reduce poverty, provide disaster relief, support global health initiatives like vaccines and disease prevention, and they address climate change issues as well. Now, why is USAID important? Again, USAID stands for United States Agency for International Development. So why is this important? So it helps countries become more self-reliant, it strengthens the US foreign relations, and it provides emergency relief during wars, famines, and disasters, yada, yada, yada. All right, now why am I talking about this? I am talking about this specifically because a line by line breakdown of where money is spent and what it is spent on was kind of released. And as we know, I think I talked about it yesterday, a judge had blocked any access to Treasury payment system for Elon Musk and any Doge employee until February the 14th. So any information that they got, they got to get rid of it. And it makes me have to think, okay, if his job is to make the government more efficient, right? Why would you put a stop to him having access to what money is spent on? So I'm gonna jump into a little bit of what I found out. The story is kind of like circulating, so you guys should hear about it. If not, within the next few days, like people who aren't really into politics would start hearing more about it because it's kind of crazy what they're spending money on. So a line by line breakdown of how money was allocated by Congress and spent was released. And I was totally amazed by the dumb shit that money was spent on. So I'm just gonna start in it because I just can't even believe that shit. I got a whole list, so I gotta read from my book to make sure I get all this dumb shit out because it don't make no sense what the USAID was spending money on, all right? Now, 20 million was spent on an Iraqi Sesame Street. Yes, they decided that they needed to give $20 million to make an Iraqi Sesame Street. Bitch. That don't make no sense to me. $2 million on Moroccan pottery class. Some people in the US have never even done pottery, and you guys gave $2 million to Moroccan pottery class. Now, I do understand that Morocco is very big for pottery. Hey, Lucas and Sarah. So I know the US is not the US. Morocco is very big for pottery making, and I know it is a place where a lot of tourists go and also do it. But at the end of the day, if that's your country, you need to take care of your shit, right? I mean, I don't see why $2 million should go into helping Morocco with pottery classes. That don't make no sense. $11 million was given to tell Vietnam to stop burning trash. Let me say that again. $11 million was given to Vietnam to tell them to stop burning trash. I just told you to stop burning trash. That was free. That was fucking free. That don't make no sense to me. We spent $11 million to tell these mofos not to burn trash. That's crazy. Hey guys. Well, hey Markle again. Hey Rumakan. I'm so happy to have you guys joining me. So today what I'm talking about, I'm just like venting off of the fact that I heard about what the government is spending US money on. All right, we have our own issues in our country. We have our own poor people. We have our own states which have natural disasters. And this money that is going for foreign aid don't make no sense to me. So I want to talk about it and make sure everybody is aware of what our money is going towards. I honestly believe that the government is supposed to work for us. But I don't think that's happening anymore. All right, we have $27 million to give gift bags to illegals. 27 million to illegals. What? I didn't get no gift bag. I was an illegal immigrant once. Well, no, I was a legal immigrant. But nonetheless, I was an immigrant. What is in that gift bag? How many people did you give? Not the 27 million. How many people actually receive a gift bag? And then I want to know what's in that gift bag. It's almost like what they do in like red carpet gift bags or something. Because I think even if we were supposed to like go to the red carpet and ask how much they spend on gift bags, motherfucker, it's not 27 fucking million dollars. Like, what are you giving in there? All right, 330 million was given to help Afghanistan grow crops. Yeah, 330 million to help Afghanistan grow crops. What crop is that? The poppy seed. So I had done some research, and there was this guy who had gone to Afghanistan, and he literally wanted to understand. He was in the army, and he wanted to understand why not really the government, why the farmers were growing these specific crops. And it wasn't crops, it was poppy seed. So he told, the US Army he was at, the base he was at, hey, we're gonna get a helicopter, we're flying to one of these farms because I need to talk to a farmer. He goes, fly to the farm, talk to the farmer. Farmer says, well, the US told us if we told them where certain people would, and we can grow as much poppy seed as we want. So you're telling me we also contributing $330 million to help them grow poppy seed? Bruh, we have our own issues again, bro. Put your mask on first is a hell of a thing. $200 million on an unused Afghanistan dam. 200 million and it's unused. 250 million on an unused Afghanistan road. The trucks that we send over there is not like regular cars, right? So these trucks have heavy duty wheels. Why the fuck we gotta build roads too? To drive on them? Did we go there to help the people? Did we go there to help, like, I understand what roads, the importance of it, but we also have to remember 250 on an unused road. Not a used road, the one that they don't use. Don't make no sense to me. All right, we have 600 million. So this is an estimate of what they're getting right now. They're saying that $600 million is spent every 2 months to ship in illegals. And I guess this could, range to refugees and all that. I don't really know. I don't even care. I'm going to sound bad for saying it that way. But $600 million just to do that is a lot of money. And, we have other organizations like the UN and all those things that we contribute money. If these people can also see the importance of trying to save other lives, we can be the one coming to save a hope. It's crazy. That's a lot of money spending. And again, we have our own issues in the US that, are being not taken care of to $600 million extent. Like, for instance, we had the hurricanes this past hurricane season. North Carolina is still messed up. You think if they had $600 million, or let's put it, if they even had $10 million to like help build back infrastructure and do all those things, their town wouldn't look better than it's looking right now. But we could find $600 million every 2 months. So $300 million every month to help illegals. I get it. We're all about making sure, like, kids are fine and all that. But this a lot. All right. Now, this is the funny thing to me. This is the last one that I have here. $40 billion was spent for electric carports. Okay, again, I repeat, $40 billion for electric carports. Here's the funny thing. They only built 8 carports. 8. Not 80, not 800, 8. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 40 billion. You guys, I think we're working in the wrong field. We need to go work for the government under contract so that we could charge this enormous crazy ass fee, because it don't make any sense. It looks like the money is being funneled. And then the crazy part about it is, when they get audited and they can, pass the audit, they just fail the audit the next year too, and the next year, and it keeps going like that. But if you do your taxes and your taxes are audited, they want every receipt. They want to make sure you do this, or you got to pay more. Why? Why do I have to pay more if I can't pass the audit that you guys giving me? If you guys don't even fucking pass the audit your motherfucking self. That don't make no sense to me. But my whole thing upon this is not that I don't understand that USAID is really helping some people. It's not to say that it doesn't do good. I think in order for USAID to stay functioning, they had to do certain things to prove to the public, like, yeah, this is what we're doing. So yes, some money is going to do good. But for the amount of money that is being funneled from USAID to other projects, which does not make enough sense, you have to stop and think. Like, I don't mind if he shut that shit completely down and then start going, as he's doing, line by line to figure out what makes sense and put that into another project. Just move the good deeds into another project, just so that we can leave all the ones who not really doing a good difference, like the $40 billion for electric carports when we only build 8. That's a none. Like, bro, if that's like you hiring somebody to build your house. They took your money, but then they didn't build your house. We're not suing these guys who pass this law. We're not suing the people who got the money. Like, something needs to, like, go into this shit. It makes no sense to me. And it makes me, like, really, really mad because, again, as I said, like, North Carolina went through a lot of shit, you know, for this hurricane that passed through them. A lot of people died. Houses were messed up. Infrastructure, everything is gone. And it took months to be able to get aid that's needed. And you can't tell me that you can't find the humanity in that aid. If you can find humanity on trying to aid other people out of the country, like $2 million for a Moroccan pottery class, like, fuck out of here. Like, fuck out of here. The government is supposed to be, again, working for us. And I'm not saying, like, they need to do what we tell them to do, but I don't know who was going to vote if you had a choice on how your taxpayer money was, used. I don't know who was going to say, yeah, I'm okay with sending $20 million to Iraq to make a Sesame Street. You heard me right, Sesame Street. The one that you watch on TV, like we had Sesame Street. They spent $20 million in making an Iraqi Sesame Street. I believe now that, I'm going to put something out here. Obviously, the government is giving money to really high friends or high people who have all the things to be able to make films and all of that the way they want it. You could go to a local place and get charged way cheaper for all the shit that they're charging you for. So why don't the government start looking into other ways to get these projects funded if you're going to have somebody tap you over the head with exchanges because you're the government? Like, you don't need to be paying $25. It's almost like, when we go to the hospital, we get charged like buku money just for like a Tylenol pill, which you could buy for like, I'm going to put max on it. One Tylenol pill, $5. I'll take that, right? You're getting charged like almost $75 for a Tylenol pill. That's not fair. That's not fair. And I'm not going to sit here and think that all this money is being funneled and we're supposed to be okay with it. I am not okay with it. I am against it. Shut that shit down. Now, again, the major thing that really makes me excited about all this shit is, again, a judge block any access to any treasury payment systems for Elon Musk and any Doge employee, any government employee. So basically, until February the 14th, another judge has to hear why these agencies, the government or those, should be able to see where money is being spent, because a lot of state attorney generals are, against everything that's going on. And I don't feel sorry. I don't feel sorry for it because, one, I'm not being affected. So that's probably the major reason why I don't feel sorry. The second reason I'm probably not feeling sorry is I'm seeing where other funds are being spent and it just don't make sense. Again, $20 million on making an Iraqi Sesame Street. Did you think those kids learn some shit? I mean, you didn't think they might need TVs with all the bombing that's going on? Maybe some more infrastructure, not for the unused roads, not the 250 million for unused roads. What about the used roads, the ones that people actually drive on? We didn't need to give them money for that. We didn't need to do all those things. I mean, I just think it is just so crazy. And I'm not here trying to say like, you know, people don't need help or we don't need to contribute to, you know, people who are suffering and stuff like that. But we cannot be the only ones. We can't be Captain America saving everybody right now. We have to save our own selves to a certain extent, and we can give money to certain projects, and if other countries want to, feel free to do so. But if we're the only ones who fund and shit, I don't think that is fair. It's just not fair. Not fair to the American people, not fair to our tax dollars, not fair when we have our own internal issues going on and it's totally like blindsided. So I just came on here to like rant about this because I'm just so amazed by it. Again, it just don't make sense to me. I have to pay back money for taxes. I don't understand why I should do that. I mean, the government don't pay it back to themselves. Like you'll fail your audit and then you're all good, but I gotta pay you money. Why do I have to pay you money? You can't take you given $2 million for pottery. You can't take a little bit of that. Like I don't even need $2 million. I just need like 2 grand and then pay the rest of my taxes all for me. Like, but can I keep my taxpayers' money and figure it out? Or can we come up with a system that the next time we do vote, like we can say what our money goes to? But you know, I'm gonna give some props to Elon Musk on this one right here. Because even though the judge put a stop to him being able to see where money is being spent, they decided to make a categorization code for auditing purposes. So moving forward, if you decide to spend money for a specific cause, you need to put it into a category code. And they don't really have a good breakdown of it yet because it's, you know, still being made. It's like a fresh thing. But this is just here to kind of catch things that you wouldn't usually catch, but you know, like, oh, okay, we shouldn't be spending all this money on this. Like, if we spending $60 million on, I don't know, brown bags, like, is $60 million on brown bags or trash bags that important? So it's just about this categorization. Just like when you're doing an expense report for your company that you look at, if you have a company credit card, you need to put like, what was it for? Was it used for buying equipment for another facility? Was that you traveling? You know, the same way that companies do their expense reports is basically what he's saying to agencies. It's not that we're not going to pay your stuff, but right now the government has banned them from being able to see this information. So in order to kind of capture it and moving forward, depend whether or not, you know, they let them see the breakdown or not, you have to categorize your payment method. And your payment method, not really payment method, but like the category you put it in. And that's going to help us figure out like, where's the money going? And then we could then nitpick further and say, okay, well, we see $60 million going here. Why is it $60 million? Now we need to see more. So I see reasoning for why they should have full autonomy on being able to see receipts. But I also want it to be kind of open to the public as well so that we can see what they've been spending our money on. And then my next thing would be after they do this, I want to know who gave the green lights on this shit? Who said yes to this shit? Like what presidency did this shit? Like, I don't care who did it. I want to know who did it because I'm like, bro, that don't make no sense. And I do understand that the president is one person, have a bunch of people working for him that give him a briefing on the certain things that's going on and all the blah, 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 that, right? But, yo, this is a lot of money that's just being funneled. And again, you talked about the biggest one for me was we spent my taxpayer money, contributed $40 billion for building electric carports, and so far only 8 carports were built. Can you use the rest of my taxpayers' money that you use for that and then pay the rest of my taxes so that I don't have to pay taxes out of my check still, which I work for? It's kind of crazy. We pay taxes on the money we make. We pay taxes for the shit that we bought, we buy. People who buy the shit to sell us, the shit pay taxes on the shit that they bring in already. How much taxes you want to put on people? Can I put a tax on y'all? Can I put a tax on the government for not taxing us right? Can I put a tax on the government for not having their own tax system up to date, not being able to pass their audit, but want to worry about us? That don't make no sense to me. So I'm done with my ranting, but I just really had to bring this out here and talk about it because I just can't believe they're finding all this money being spent. There's millions of dollars. Like, I just need $1 million and my whole life would change. But you spend $40 billion on building electric car ports, and only 8 been built. Alright guys, that's all I have for y'all. I just really want to put that out there, and just share to educate you guys. Have a good one. Hope y'all love it.